horrifying crash on a highway in China all started with one dangerous mistake. On August 2nd, a tourist bus was traveling along the Jinhua-Liwi-Wenzhou Expressway when the driver suddenly realized he had passed the intended exit. Instead of continuing and taking the next route, the driver made the reckless decision to reverse directly on the highway. For a few terrifying seconds, the massive bus slowly backed into active traffic, creating an impossible situation for the vehicles behind it. Passengers on board had no idea a truck was rapidly approaching from the rear with almost no time to react. Then disaster struck. The truck crashed into the bus at full speed, sending a violent jolt through the vehicle. Passengers were thrown from their seats as panic and screams filled the cabin. Several people suffered serious injuries, including broken bones and head trauma, while one passenger was reportedly knocked unconscious during the collision. Emergency crews rushed to the scene and worked through the wreckage to rescue the injured. Tragically, the truck driver did not survive. Investigators later confirmed the entire crash stemmed from the bus driver reversing on a high-speed highway, a decision that turned deadly within seconds. This next unsettling encounter comes from an Uber Eats driver named Marcus Wilson, who experienced something so disturbing that he reportedly refused to return to the area afterward. On the night of April the 28th, 2026, Marcus was driving through a neighborhood surrounded by two enormous cemeteries while completing a late-night delivery route. At first, everything seemed normal, but while driving near the grave sites, something strange appears to rush into his vehicle.
See these two lanes right here? This is where I was at, man. This one, this whole lane right here are nothing but cemeteries. Cemeteries right here.
Marcus later insisted his windows were rolled up at the time, which the footage itself seems to confirm. Yet, somehow, a dark object still appears to enter the car unnoticed. At first, Marcus remains completely unaware.
This is where I was at, man.
However, after dropping off the order, his behavior suddenly changes. He begins pacing nervously outside his car, clearly terrified to get back inside.
Doing my usual Uber eating, dropping off some food. I swear this. I have all address gotta be accepted by the cemetery. But I see this again, I'm just not gonna accept it. So I'll tell you that. So make sure I'm not tripping. So, I'm dropping off the DoorDash, the Uber eating. I can't even get my daggone company straight. And you're gonna see a vibration. You're gonna see tapping at the window. You're definitely gonna hear it. What the? Hell no. Hell no. Tripping. No, I'm not tripping. Oh, hell no, hell no, hell no, hell no, hell no, hell no, hell no. Okay. No. Oh, hell, what the hell, no. Hell. No. Nope. No. No. No.
Moments later, things escalate. A strange tapping sound begins hitting the window. Then, inside the vehicle, one of his shoes slowly shifts forward on its own. Seconds later, the passenger side handle starts moving as if someone unseen is trying to pull the door open. Marcus quickly checks outside, but there's nobody there. Then, without warning, the passenger door suddenly opens by itself. Whether these were random coincidences or something far more unsettling remains unknown. But with a cemetery surrounding him on both sides, it's easy to understand why Marcus believed something paranormal may have followed him that night. On March 30th, 2026, a janitor working alone at night experienced something that left him completely shaken. During his shift, he suddenly began hearing knocking sounds echoing through the building, forcing him to stop what he was doing and investigate.
Ai đâu? Đây. Ai đâu? Ai đâu ơi? Ai đâu? Ai đồng đi đâu? Ai đâu? Nam mô Di Đà Phật, Nam mô Di Đà Phật. Ai đâu? Tôi lầy bày đó. Nam mô Di Đà Phật, Nam mô Di Đà Phật. Có ai không? Có ai trong yếu? Ai đâu? Nam mô Di Đà Phật. Ai đây? Ai đâu? Mẹ ơi.
The noises first came from a nearby restroom. After cautiously opening the door, he found nothing there. He checked every stall one by one, including one cubicle that appeared to move on its own. But the restroom was completely empty. Then the sounds started again. This time, they seemed to come from one of the office areas. Feeling increasingly uneasy, the janitor checked the security cameras and noticed something unusual near one of the windows. When he walked over to investigate for himself, he saw something horrifying. Staring through the window was a pale woman-like face, partially hidden beneath dark hair and a strange hat. The figure remained motionless, silently watching him through the glass while he stood frozen in fear. Then, just as suddenly as it appeared, the face vanished. The experience reportedly left the janitor terrified. According to him, he later placed protective charms around the building entrances in hopes of keeping whatever he encountered from returning. Whether it was an intruder, a prank, or something paranormal, Nobody truly knows. During a trip to Liang Cave in the Philippines, two friends decided to cool off and explore the cave system together. At first, the outing felt completely normal as they wandered around the area and filmed themselves enjoying the scenery. Eventually, they made their way deeper inside the cave and noticed the place appeared completely empty. Thinking it was the perfect opportunity to record a video, one of the girls began filming herself near the water. That's when she captured something disturbing. Near the back of the cave, a pale gray face can briefly be seen partially submerged beneath the water, staring directly toward the girls with what appear to be glowing eyes. The moment she notices it, she immediately recoils in fear, clutching her chest before turning away from the water. What makes the footage even stranger is that the girls later explained the water was crystal clear. If there had actually been a person submerged there, they should have been able to see the rest of the body beneath the surface, but they never did. Instead, the face simply disappeared beneath the water. The two waited near the cave entrance for quite some time afterward and even remained in the area for another hour. Yet nobody ever surfaced or exited the cave. Later, another group explored the same location, but they also reported seeing no one inside. So, what exactly was staring back at them from the water that day? One evening, a man named Nick was staying home while caring for his grandmother, who reportedly suffers from dementia. While dementia can sometimes cause hallucinations or unusual behavior, what Nick captured inside the house left many viewers deeply unsettled. At one point, his grandmother's dog suddenly becomes alert and begins growling down a hallway as though it sees something standing there. Moments later, an object suddenly crashes down from the top of the refrigerator. After checking what fell, Nick becomes even more disturbed.
So this is in response to last night. My grandma loves to collect little figurines. One of my grandma's little angels fell off the fridge last night. You see how far back they are. Genuinely.
According to him, the statues sitting on top of the fridge had all been placed far back from the edge, making it difficult to explain how one could have fallen on its own. As the night continues, even stranger things begin happening around the house.
Alright, I wanted to show you guys something. Honestly, I'm a bit in disbelief, but no, I'm pretty sure it's just a plug-in charger. I brought my girlfriend Claire here so she can help demonstrate. But can you try to step in front of that? And so it just does that. Move away. So that comment says that the Roomba doesn't do that unless someone's in front of it. It is kind of creepy with a smiley face and everything. Even when it gets to the edge, it does that.
A robotic vacuum repeatedly moves in odd patterns, almost as if it's reacting to something invisible in front of it. At times it rocks back and forth strangely.
So, I was watching my show, and after last night, I'm definitely not leaving these lights on. But I was watching my show, and there's nothing there.
while the dogs continue staring toward areas where nothing can visibly be seen. Then things escalate again.
Whoa. Whoa. Yo. Oh, that's cool. Jesus!
The vacuum suddenly begins following Nick throughout the living room, before unexpectedly flipping over by itself, completely startling him. Many viewers pointed out unusual behavior with the device, noting that it moved in perfectly straight lines and even ignored sensors that normally prevent it from falling downstairs. Whether the activity inside the home had a logical explanation or something paranormal was truly present remains unknown.